What's up everyone, we have officially reached the jury stage of Big Brother Season 23 and a brand new head of household is being crowned and their plan has been revealed for the week. With the house in turmoil, anything could happen. We've got so much to talk about guys, so welcome to your live feed update. Alright folks, so last night we saw the BB High Roller Room open up and thus we found out we will be voting for who we want to give BB books to for an advantage in the game. So essentially it's our favourite house guest that will be receiving an advantage. Let me know in the comment section who you have voted for or will be voting for. Essentially I would imagine most of you have voted by now, and by the time this video goes up as well I'm pretty sure the deadline's over of when we can vote. So let me know who you have voted for the house guest to get the advantage. I'd love to hear, you know, I think it'd give a good gauge as to who, you know, we're going to see get the money or the BB books, you know, because there's a wide variety of people who are supporting everybody I've noticed on this channel. So let me know who you were voting for to get that advantage in the comment section below. Now, it was a very interesting show last night. Obviously, Christian was evicted from the Big Brother house. A huge props to him for actually hustling all week long to try and stay off the block. I doubted him at first, and I was thinking Alyssa was doing all the work for him. But, you know, on the last 3 days where he was in the block, he really kicked into gear, and he played Big Brother, and I respect that a ton. So, with Christian leaving the door this week, I had so much more respect for him in the last 3 days than I did probably for his entire game. So, a huge props to him for that. Although we didn't get to see goodbye messages, which is a shame, because I always love to see the goodbye messages. It can often create some of the best moments in Big Brother history as such.
Matt, take care. Goodbye.
That is literally one of my favourite, it probably is my favourite goodbye message ever. I just think Kevin is a legend. That moment is just legendary, folks. But yeah, we should have been able to see the goodbye messages. I'm sure they'll be there somewhere online when they do the post-show interview with Christian. But anyway, the more important thing at hand, guys, is who actually won Head of Household. Let's talk about that. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Head of Household competition for the second time already this season is Mr. Kyland. Congratulations, Kyland. That's amazing news. Huge congratulations to him, as I said. It sounds like it was the face-off competition where you answer a question, then you pick the next 2 people to go up. I love that comp because with the house in turmoil this week, putting this one at this point has been totally genius from the producers, because basically it's kind of going, okay, this is who I'm close to and this is who I'm not close to. This is who I want to pit against each other. So it really is showing everybody's cards if it is that competition. It sounds like him and Tiffany were, you know, I think down to the wire, and I think Kyland wanted to give it to Tiffany, but Tiffany answered the question wrong. So Kyland swooped in and won Head of Household. Let me know, folks, how you are feeling with Kyland as the brand new Head of Household. Target talk straight away, and Kyland's target seems to be this week, and it's kind of killing me a bit inside, but it's Claire. Damn, a moment of silence for Claire, folks. Y'all will know if you've been watching my videos that I might have a little bit of a crush on Claire. So this ain't great news, and I think Claire's a fantastic player as well. I'm really hoping she can... Listen, she's shown to be a capable player. She's won some comps, and she's got a very strong social game, so it makes sense that Kyland's targeting her. It sounds like, after a conversation with Xavier, that Kyland is going to be putting up Brittany and Claire on the block together. I am really hoping Claire pulls through with that veto. I'm just hoping that Claire can rally a couple troops to actually play in the veto for her and use it on her. And obviously with the BB Books advantage coming in this week, she might be able to buy her way out of this. Listen, this is practically Vegas week in the Big Brother house. You know, we know that in Vegas anything can happen and miracles can come true, and all it takes is a little gamble sometimes. In the words of Kenny Rogers, you've got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and things can often pay off extremely well. But equally, you've got to know when to walk away and know when to run. Such a great song. But folks, literally anything can happen this week. With the High Rollers Room involved, it's that gambling element of everything that can just change everything up. Kyland's Head of Household could be a total disaster this week, but it equally could be extremely successful for him. So anything could happen, literally, folks, as I said. But right now, it seems to be that Claire is the target, with Claire and Brittany as the potential nominees this week. Some good news for Arza and Tiffany. They finally sat down with one another and put their differences aside. It was really nice to see. You know, they basically established the fact that they argue like sisters. That's how Tiffany said she sees Arza as a younger sister. So they will argue, but at the end of the day, whilst they'll continue to sort of dispute all the time, they'll come together and they're there for one another at the end of the day. And that was nice to see, because so often, listen, people go head to head and they can never put their differences aside, and then it kind of destroys both of their games. So for their own game's sake, it's good that they've done this and sat down and they hugged it out, and it seems like things have kind of ironed out. I think they bonded over the fact that Kyland played extremely hard in that Head of Household competition, or at least they thought he did, and they were both mutually annoyed that Sarah Beth had safety this week, because obviously Kyland is no way going to put up Sarah Beth. So, and you know what? It's that phrase, you know, and I stand by this as well. If I was to ever play Big Brother, I feel like I'm giving away my secrets here. But listen, nothing unites people like a common enemy. I think that quote just is so true. Listen, you could both really dislike one another, but if you've both got someone in common that you don't like, I know it sounds horrible and it's a whole hate thing, but like, it truly is. I think it's true. I think if you both dislike someone, then that can bond people together who don't even like each other. So I think Azza and Tiffany are definitely using that angle right now, and it's working to their advantage. Xavier had a bit of a moment where he was kind of a bit down and out about voting Christian out, but he kind of gave his head a shake. It was really great to see him get his head back in the game. It was like a self-pep talk of saying, look, booting Christian had to be done. We had to take him out because, listen, I'm doing this for not just me, but for a greater cause. And he was saying, you know, I'm doing this for the likes of Swaggy and Bailey and David and Davon and Danielle Reyes. He was listing all these people, saying, you know, these people would have, you know, only loved to be in a position that I am in the house right now. So he's saying that he needs to kind of get his act together and do it for them and do it in that legacy. And I really loved that. I think that was great, you know, and hearing him on a legends like Danielle Reyes just gets me hyped up as well, because I just think Danielle Reyes, man, she's one of the greatest to ever play, if not the greatest. Definitely the greatest to never win, in my opinion. I don't think my mind can be changed on that one. Then again, we've got some contenders this season, but right now it's Danielle Reyes. But anyway, it was great to see Xavier kind of give his head a shake and get his head back in the game. When nomination meetings started to happen of talking to Kyland, Kyland seems to really love doing this nomination meeting thing. He kind of started that, you know, this week, not this week, when he was first HoH this season, and then it kind of translated for every single head of household since. They've liked to do these one-on-one meetings, and I guess it works because you get to see where everybody's at, but it can be very tedious sometimes, and this one seemed to be the case, because obviously Kyland straight away told Xavier his kind of mind was made up with Claire and Brittany, so these meetings kind of seem pointless, but anyway, let's talk about them. So Brittany actually went to speak to Kyland, and she offered him 2 weeks of safety in exchange for safety this week. With Brittany as a wild card, and Kyland kind of worried about her slightly. I think Kyland should have taken her up on that offer. But no, Kyland was like, you know, deals are weird, and kind of brushed that off. I mean, give Brittany a break. I mean, I get it. She's the pawn week after week after week, but damn it, she's trying. She's really trying, and she's, you know, she's coming back week after week after week. Do you know what? I think a lot of people would have cracked a lot more than Brittany did. Because, yes, we've seen her get emotional every single time she's been on the block, but, you know, people can't say anything, because I think Sarah Beth made a comment about her being really, like, effing obnoxious or something like that, and, like, Sarah Beth, she was on the block once this week, and then she was just crying into Kyland's arm, like, for quite a lot of the time. So I'd like to see, like, don't get me wrong, you guys know I really like Sarah Beth, but I'd like to see her be put up on the block that many times, and, you know, then people say stuff about her like that. So, and I'm not throwing shade there at all, because I really do like Sarah Beth, but I just think people kind of need to step into Brittany's shoes for a second and realise that she is this person who people are seeing as, yeah, let's just put Brittany up on the block, she's totally expendable. It would be nice to see her kind of win head of household, I think, and kind of sock it to them. I just think that would be kind of good. But as of now, it seems like Brittany is definitely going up on the block again this week after Kyland brushed that deal off her. Claire was talking to Derek X and Hannah about the potential people that Kyland could be targeting. She was saying it could be this person, it could be this person, it could be this person. She's kind of unbeknownst to what is actually going on, obviously. She's kind of a bit oblivious, which is sad to say. I would imagine she's going to come realise this soon. But Tiffany could sway. I think we've known how powerful Tiffany is in this house. If Tiffany doesn't want Claire on the block, then Tiffany is going to go to work. She's going to go to work. But listen, we've seen that Tiffany realised that Claire is expendable. She cares about the cookout more than anything. So she's obviously willing to let Claire go. But I don't think she wants to let Claire go this soon. I think she was okay with Christian going this week, but she didn't want him to go, if that makes sense. So I think for her to lose 2 people in a row that she is okay with going, but not in that order, she's probably going to kick into gear a bit more and really fight for Claire, I think, this week. It's going to be really, because I feel like a few people will be pulling for Claire to win that veto, and if not her win that veto, I think a few people will try and win it and use it on her. I feel like Derek X might do that, because Derek X isn't in the cookout, obviously, and I feel like he sees Claire as kind of a close ally, so I do think Derek, and we know Derek X can win the veto, so I would imagine he could potentially use it on her. But then if a meeting comes aside with Kyland, where Kyland's like, look, I'm trying to get Claire out this week, you know, man to man, don't use the veto, then Derek X might be swayed by that. The possibilities are endless, and obviously with the BB books and the high roller room coming into play, things are going to change drastically, and everything's a variable, so it's kind of really hard to predict where things are going to go. So it's simple enough and basic enough to say right now Claire's my target, but you can't necessarily say Claire is going to be a successful target because of all the variables that get thrown into proportion this week. Listen, Claire won the wildcard comp. I almost forgot the name of it there. Claire won the wildcard comp when she needed to. Well, she didn't need to win it, but she won it, and she got herself 2 weeks of safety. So I think Claire knows, because her back wasn't even against the wall then, and she won it. Now that if she can somewhat find out that her back's against the wall, she's going to fight even harder, and I have no doubt in my mind that she's got the spirit and determination to get herself safety this week. Tiffany quickly realised the damage that she'd caused on a game this week, and she kind of went on a tour around the house apologising and making up with all the people she kind of had bad blood with this week. So it was talking to Sarah Beth, she was talking to Big D. It was just, she's doing it well. And people will forgive her quickly because she's so good at comforting people and talking to them, and I don't want to use the words emotional manipulation, but it's got to be done in Big Brother. Listen, I feel like people go, oh, you can't do it. Listen, right, that sort of behaviour in Big Brother was rewarded back in the day. It's not real life, guys. It's Big Brother. You've got to play the game, and I respect Tiffany for actually going around comforting all these people, making them feel good, making them feel comfortable, and then they forgive Tiffany. She's doing it masterfully, and I know a lot of people are giving her flack, but at least she's playing the game, and I respect that. That is all of your live feed updates for today, folks. I thoroughly hope you all enjoyed watching. Please let me know your thoughts in the comment section below of Christian's eviction with Kyland as the new HoH and Claire as the target this week. I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts, and also let me know who you voted to win the BB books for the High Rollers room. There's so much to talk about, folks, so drop it in the comment section below. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single last one of you. The support has been incredible over the past week. Views have been up, which has been awesome, and I'm thankful to every single last one of you, folks. But I'll say as I always do, make sure that you're staying safe, staying positive, and staying healthy out there, and be kind to one another. But in the meantime, please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. But until your next live feed update, I've been your host, Tom Vasey. Good night.